I'm Forrest from Baca Games, and I'm here today to teach you how to play Help Wanted. First and foremost, what is the object of the game? Well, in Help Wanted, you are going to be using solution cards in order to solve someone's problem, solve a judge's problem. If you have the best solution to the judge's problem, then they will award you a point and give you the card, and if you're the first player to get to 7 points, or whatever number you decide to go to, you will be the winner of Help Wanted. Next, we're going to go over what you're going to get inside of Help Wanted. First and foremost, you're going to get your handy-dandy rule booklet. It's very nicely done. We like it a lot. But if you're watching this video, you probably just clicked on this QR code, which is just okay. We do recommend keeping the rule booklet around, though, in case you have any additional questions. Next, you're going to get two kinds of cards in the game. You're going to have a boatload of orange solution cards that look like this. Then you're going to have not so many gray problem cards. The orange solution cards are what are going to be in your hand and you're going to use along with your creativity to create your solutions, whereas the gray problem cards are what you're going to be reading if you are the judge. They will also serve a dual purpose as being used as points. One last thing I want to mention is that there are 6 blank cards included, 3 gray blank cards and 3 orange blank cards. These have nothing on them. If you draw one, just draw a new card, set that to the side. Those are so you can create your own solutions and create your own problems. Alright, next what you're going to do is you're going to take all your cards out, you're going to separate them, and then you're going to shuffle them up. You're going to shuffle up all your orange, shuffle up all your gray cards, and set them out in the middle of the table so everyone can reach them, like I've done. Next thing you're going to do is everyone is going to reach and grab 5 random solution cards, 5 orange cards. Now the thing is, you want to make sure these are 5 non-special cards, because there are 2 kinds of special cards that you will find in the deck. There's procrastinate cards and there are attack cards. If you see one of these cards in your hand, then draw a card to replace it. If you see 2 of these cards in your hand, then draw 2 cards to replace it. If you see 3 of these cards in your hand, well then whoever shuffled sucks at life. Once everyone has 5 non-special solution cards in their hand, orange cards, one person is going to be randomly selected as the judge. We don't fucking care how you select it. If that offended you, then stop watching this video, burn this game, and turn back now because shit's about to get real. Alright, now that a judge has been selected, the judge is going to draw the top card off the problem deck and they're going to read it aloud. Now, this is a good time to go over what exactly is going to be on all the cards, both the problem and the solution cards. The most important thing here is the text on the top. So this one says, I need to get kicked off a flight before takeoff. So this is the problem that person has. These are either going to be problems or solutions, and this is absolutely the most important thing on the card. You can pretty much ignore everything else, but make sure you pay attention to that. Next, you're going to have artwork in the middle. It's very, very funny a lot of the times, and sometimes it'll give you creative ideas on how to use your cards. It's really just there to give you a good laugh and keep you interested in your cards, even when it's not your turn. The last thing is the text on the bottom. This one, for instance, is, I love my wife, ... sometimes. This is actually backer text that Kickstarter backers gave us, and it has absolutely no bearing or purpose in the game. It's just there to give you a little smile, or give you a little frown, whatever it is. So, once the judge has read off that problem, everyone's going to look at their hands and in a popcorn fashion, which means everyone is going to go in whatever order they want, but everybody's going to get a turn. They are going to use 1 to 3 of the orange cards in their hand to weave together a short story or narrative about how this person, in this example, can get kicked off of a flight before takeoff. Now, one thing I want to stress that is in this game, you're not just going to lay down cards and say, I have this, and I have that, and this, and that's why. No, 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 no. In this game, you're going to be creating a short little story about how this person get kicked off a flight. You're going to be trying to weave all these different crazy cards together to explain to the judge why you have the best solution. But once everybody has had a turn, the judge is going to pick whoever has had their favorite story, and then they are going to get this card and gain 1 point. Now, 2 other things I want to mention here are that sometimes you're going to have cards in your hand that you don't like. What you can do is you can either pass, and if you pass, you should and will be ridiculed by everyone else at the table, and that just means you forego your turn, or you can burn cards. Let's say you have 2 cards you don't like at all, you can create some stupid story, and everyone will say, man, you're just burning cards, aren't you? And that's okay. But if you burn cards, you just get rid of them, and then you'll be able to get new cards, which is always good. Even though I do want to mention that 3 or 4 rounds down the road, you probably will need those cards, because that's just the way she goes. But So, we've successfully decided who's going to get this point. They get this point, and what's going to happen next is everyone is going to discard the cards they use. So let's just say we use these 2 cards. You'll form a discard pile, put them into the discard pile, and then you're going to draw back up to 5 non-special orange cards in your hand, and then you're going to move clockwise around the table to the next person who will become the judge. You go in a clockwise fashion when doing that. And then that person will read off a problem card, and you will rinse, wash, and repeat until someone has gotten 7 points. Alright, now that you know how to play Help Wanted, we're going to go over real quick the special cards in the game that I mentioned earlier. First, we have 2 orange special cards, which are Attack and Procrastinate. The attack cards are going to be used to attack other players' story. How this works are, if someone has a really good story and you think they're going to win the point, then you can essentially lay this card down and you can either interrupt their story or add something extra to their story that is going to probably make them not win. Now, there is one catch to this card. You can only use 1 card out of your hand, and you have to use a card out of your hand. So essentially, you can't just say, oh, and then you get eaten by monkeys, because I'm playing an attack card. You have to have a card in your hand that says, oh, you get eaten by monkeys. So you are limited to what cards you have in your hand when playing an attack card. Next, we have the Procrastinate card. This is another orange card, and this card can be played before someone starts their story if you don't like the problem. How this works is, maybe the problem comes up and you're just like, you know what, I don't have anything that's going to help me on this problem. You can play this card and boom, the judge is going to draw a new card and put their old problem card on the bottom of the deck. And those are the 2 special solution cards you're going to have in the game. There are also 2 special problem cards that we have in the game, which the first one is, we're busy, create your own problem. This one is pretty self-explanatory. If you are the judge and you draw this card, then you are going to create your own problem. So make sure you are on your toes because you might have to come up with a problem for everyone else to solve. Very simple card. Scoring works the exact same with this as it would for any other card. The last card, and my favorite one, is the Shit Has Hit the Fan card. Now, when this card comes into play, you're going to discard this card, and you are going to draw 2 problem cards to replace this. So let's say we come up with this card, it comes up, then essentially you are going to draw 2 cards instead of 1. So now you have to figure out a solution to dinosaurs want me extinct, and an entertainment-starved audience is booing me. So you need to try and solve both of those problems with your solution cards. However, if you can successfully do that and the judge picks you, then you get not only 1 point, but you will get 2 points. And that is how you play Help Wanted.